Wait, what would be the thing? And welcome back, guys, to Microplastics. This is our first session, I'm pretty sure. It is our first session, but we don't really know what to talk about today. It's just, I just got out of work. Wasn't that good. You know, there was a lot of people, like way too many people during like Super Bowl day. Like, couldn't they just watch like the Puppy Bowl or something? Like, bro, like, stay home, please. Like, this is literally Christmas for Americans. Whee! That's supposed to be an eagle sound, but you know, I'm gonna give it to little Josh.
I don't know what this motherfucker was doing. Welcome to episode 1 of, not episode, but the start of something. Microplastics. It's kind of a good name. I don't know. Because we've been thinking about doing a podcast for fucking months now. But honestly, this motherfucker calling me. Marshall calling. We're recording, bud. But honestly, I'm finally getting a computer, which I've been trying to get one for I don't know how long. Ever since I got a job. But honestly,
Since I joined the Discord.
literally, I've been trying to get a computer for God knows how long. Everybody here has a computer. Well, Marmar is using someone else's. But.
Well, technically it's mine. They gave it to my cousin gave it to me, but me and my brother are just sharing it.
Yeah. You're creating feedback, bro. But there's not really much to talk about. Just Super Bowl Sunday, you know? I'm not really much. Oh, I'm going to pass the mic to Ben.
Just to circle back to the Puppy Bowl thing, I was very devastated when watching the Puppy Bowl when at the very end of it, they announced that one of the puppies had died that day. Yeah, the little tiny dog that was like this big, the smallest dog on the field named Sweet Pea. Drinking one from Sweet Pea. Don't get too much of that cream soda in your system. But I think the plan was for this to be a kind of music or arts oriented podcast. So I guess we could kind of just start talking about like anybody listen to anything new this week. The newest thing I listened to, it's got kind of a long name. I have to kind of Google it because the full name doesn't fit on Spotify. It's by this band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and they're a heavy metal band. I'm big into heavy metal, and I was listening to their album Petrogagonic Apocalypse or Dawn of Eternal Night, an Annihilation of Planet Earth, and the Beginning of Merciless Damnation. I love when heavy metal shit has either just disgustingly gross names or just super exaggerated over the top long names. Like, I don't even care if I don't understand what it means. If it sounds cool, I like it. Like, another song I listened to recently, it was like Necrosexual Deviant. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds cool.
All I know is that necro means something.
Yeah. This motherfucker Brian doing the whip and nay. Like, he's the funniest guy in the whole building.
He's not a part of this podcast. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm passing it to him.
Yeah, don't listen to that lie. I am part of this podcast. But we gotta go back to new music I was listening to. I'd say, considering this man Josh was telling me how much he wanted me to listen to Kanye, his new album, Vultures One, I decided to give it a listen. I haven't finished it yet, but you know what? It's not sounding that bad halfway through. For now, I'd say it's like I haven't finished it thoroughly or like not entirely yet, but it's good. But I wouldn't say it's better than like Donda or something.
Have you listened to the Miss Westy song with North?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
song is
yeah,
actually
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that song is fucking good.
I think okay. Personally, since now we've gone on Kanye. Oh my god. Vulture's one. I listened to like more than half of it. I haven't finished it yet, but I do think Donda was better. Personally, I think Donda was better. Oh shit! 49ers touchdown.
And, you know, the 49ers just scored. We don't want Taylor Swift to really win. She's kind of...
SpongeBob geeking, bro.
SpongeBob's geeking. He's crunk off the bob. Also, Patrick. I don't know what Patrick's doing right now. He's doing like a little gritty. His ass thinks he's from Fortnite or something. Like, he's not even on any type of Fortnite platform. He needs to get out. He needs to be kicked out.
No Fortnite, bud.
No Fortnite over here.
No Fortnite, cuz.
He doesn't crank. But anyway, this new like group that I found, they're called Pin Pon Pan Pon. They're like actually very funny. They're like I don't even know how you would describe it. It's technically like kind of like bimbo, like Japanese, like J-pop thing. Like they're actually really good.
I love J-pop.
But this is like very like if you heard like if you know like I saw the lyrics on YouTube and stuff, it's basically just them flaunting all their like beloved goods, which I feel like is very cool in like the music scene in a way, cuz like every like man like always just over sexualizes everything, but then once a girl or like a female does it, they're just like, ew, like why? Yeah, they're like, oh, like why are you doing that? Oh, like bro, we do that all the time. Like rapping just revolved all around just like flaunting everything that you have, and I mean like might as well let females do it, cause who like
Power to you, honestly.
exactly like honestly you gotta be superior. Females rise up, female nation. What'd you say?
Women.
You know, Brian doesn't really. He doesn't talk that much. He talks like this.
You know, just to let you know, I got 2 days left until I can change my lock screen from a chug jug to something else. I think that's pretty important.
Okay. This guy has had it for probably a month and a half, or a month. It's a month.
No, it's 2 days until it becomes a month. So on the 13th.
Reminder.
No, okay. So, my friend Gunna, he sent me this post of like on Instagram. This guy was saying on Twitter what the thoughts on this EA song from Lil Uzi, and his lock screen was a chug jug. And someone asked, why is your lock screen a chug jug? He said, keeps me motivated. So I asked my friend, should I change my lock screen to a chug jug? He said, yeah. And I said, for how long? He said, a month. So in 2 days I can change it. But for now, I still got to chug jug unlock.
Another musical stint I've been on is I've recently been diving into Creed and Three Doors Down. I've just been listening to a lot of them because they were very big when I was young, and having a dad that listened to rock channels, you pretty much always heard Creed and Three Doors Down in the car. So I've been re-listening to them a lot recently, which times well because they're going on a Summer of '99 tour together. I saw that like a week after I started listening. I was like, oh shit, that'd be cool to go to. But the closest one I think was in Virginia. So like, the only problem is concerts are just so expensive nowadays. Like I hear from my parents, they're like, "Oh, we got like ground floor seats for like $50." But then you look now, and ground floor seats are like $500. It's so hard. It's so expensive to go to concerts now. It's insane.
I say it's either Ticket Nation, whatever what are they called? Ticketmaster. It's Ticketmaster's fault, and scalpers. Yeah. It pisses me off because people want to see their favorite artists live perform. Because it used to be like $15, $20 a pop. Now it's $500, $600, $1,000 for no reason at all. It's become from shows like your favorite artists like expressing themselves to marketing. It's become marketing. It's all just marketing, and Taylor Swift is. Whoa! What is Taylor Swift trying to do? Okay.
She's getting a little freaky. You know what I'm saying?
Emoji.
Anyways, yeah, I don't like the whole ticket scene. It's just, I say rather spend money on your like mainstream like people. Just go to like local shows. Like there's so many like garage and just local shows that you can go to, like a cafe or some shit. Like there's so many like places that you can go to in DC that literally have like just normal like cafe shops just doing like oh my god, bro. I honestly have like no brain cells, but anyway, like there's just so many things that you can do rather than just spend money on a whole bunch on like the weekend. I mean, the weekend's really like he's good, but like
he's in everything.
He's in everything. So like I'd rather just go to like an acid jazz or like a black metal or something like show that's literally like $15 max.
And they care more about the money than any mainstream artist will ever care about, because they get millions of dollars. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. They care because they're doing this out of their own back pocket money.
Yeah.
They're doing this because they love to do it. They're doing it because they get paid millions.
Yeah, you just gotta do things for the passion. Everybody loses their passion once they get a certain amount of money, you know, like you get as like let's just say like in general. Hold on, guys. Okay. Last thing. Yeah, I kind of forgot.
And another thing about the ticket prices is obviously tickets would be higher because of inflation and prices just raising all around, but they haven't raised proportionally with inflation. Like you were saying, like, you know, you could go see Taylor Swift for $7,000 to get a ground floor seat or whatever, or you could go to like a local concert for like so much cheaper, and it's just so much more fun. Like I've been to a big concert before with my sisters. I don't remember what it was. It was like fucking Maroon 5 or some shit like that. And then like last year I went to like a really small venue in Baltimore. It was like a little indie metal bands. That was so much more fun because it's just people who really care, really know the scene, and you know you're hanging out with real fans who actually know shit, and then you're hanging out with people who actually care about the music because they're not making a shit ton of money off of it, so they're not doing it just for the money yet, at least. So it's a whole different energy. It's a whole different scene. Yeah, I've always found local, smaller bands to just be so much more fun.
Cause like local bands and shit, like they do it cause they just want to have fun with their music. Like usually they don't stick to like one genre. They expand on subgenres, and that's just like that's the type of music that I like. Subgenres into subgenres. You just keep building onto that because you get tired of listening to like the same old things.
Dude, that's why I stopped listening to rap.
Yeah,
That's exactly
why.
what.
It seems like it's just like repetitive.
It
like
felt repetitive. That Radiohead. Okay, I don't want to get on the. They're laughing. They're laughing because I'm starting on Radiohead. But they changed my mindset on music. Going from the Creep guys, like that's all they were known for because it was just straight rock. Yeah. It was just regular rock, like everything else, and it blew up because it was that. And then they decided, no, we don't want to do that anymore. And then they made Kid A. Kid A is fucking amazing. And then they just kept innovating.
Changing their styles.
Every single album is different. Every single album has a different feel. There's no there might be other bands just like Radiohead, but they pioneered it. Exactly. And people still think of them as the Creep people. That's all they know them for. And it's like, dude, you got to listen to their other shit. And then people are like, oh, then you're just depressed.
You're either depressed or you just
or love Monster Energy. Or love Monster Energy. I literally had one earlier. Zero sugar. It tastes the exact same. I don't know what. I'm drinking chemicals, bro.
You're basically just drinking gasoline.
Yes. I say that Monster tastes like the color green, and Red Bull is motor oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, instead of having a Monster, earlier when I was at work, I just decided to have I had Red Bull, a coconut Red Bull. I literally just drank the entire shit because I just needed it just to close down my shit.
Gamer subs, lower your prices.
Bro, every time I go into work and I see Brian pull up to like my department, because we have like a little like cool, like big cooler of just like drinks, I always see him with associates, bro. It's always associates every time. Like the 2 times I've seen him grab a drink, it's associates.
No, that's just fucking false. I've grabbed like Celsius maybe twice. Maybe I've grabbed a Celsius like twice from that fucking fridge. I've grabbed other drinks. I think the most I've had maybe is also just sparkling ice.
Oh, I hate sparkling water.
You hate?
I love coffee. It's ass, bro. It's ass. No, I didn't. I didn't have Liquid Death.
Nah, I can't believe this motherfucker hating on sparkling ice. That shit hard.
Okay, I love coffee. People say that coffee, and if you love coffee, you love sparkling water because they're both bitter. No, sparkling water tastes like booty cheeks. I don't like it.
They're two different tastes.
I don't like sparkling water or coffee. I just no, I can't. I don't do bitter. I don't do bitter. Anything that's bitter, I can't stand. But I just remembered a time. I just remembered a time when my tier was doing a college paper, and we were talking about music, and I mentioned a band I liked called Sanguisugabog, which which is Latin for a toilet that sucks all the blood out of you through your ass. And he was trying to look it up, so he had me spell it out for him, and he typed it out in his essay so he could just copy and paste it. And he typed it out in the essay, and then he went and he listened to it, but he forgot to delete it from the essay. And then he turned it into his teacher and was worried for like 2 days straight. Did they see it? And then they Google, what does this mean?
I hope she didn't, but if she did, then just know it's not that bad, you know. It's just music. Music is music. But yeah, it's talking about, what is it? Sanguisugabog. I've been listening to a shit ton of Dystopia. Oh my god, they're actually like really good. He's just like, I don't know how he like makes his voice, but he goes like, you know. And also I've been getting into like the San Francisco like scene, like fucking Out of Pocket. That band is like really good, bro. Like they're Bay Area hardcore. And like, I don't know, I think I listened to like this other I always forget like who else, but yeah, like Out of Pocket, they bring like a lot of like cholo like shit to their like music in a way, but they like also do like these like little like interlogs that just like it's just like so like like weird and stupid but cool. Like there's this one song that like like the intro was just like a girl just talking about how she was gonna like she was just threatening some like random ass person, saying when I put this I don't even know, like this fist in my hand. Oh my god, he's just flashing. Josh is just flashing Tom York. Tom York, you're so cute. I wish that we could like vigorously make out. Oh, and our daily forecast for this week is Thursday, we're gonna have 2 fucking beers. Friday, we're gonna have 4 fucking beers. Saturday, we're gonna have 8 fucking beers. And Sunday, we're gonna keep it chill, you know, just a little chill. 6 beers.
I'm having 12.
So, I finally crossed one of my bucket list songs to listen to off my list. It's called The Great Barrier Reefer by Bong Ripper, but it's an hour and a half long, and it's just one song. And when they wrote it, I'm blanking on the album name, but there was a song that was known for years as like the longest metal song. And these guys got together in their garage and they were like, "We just want to make a song to beat that song. we want to beat the record." Josh is now playing "Creep" on his phone by Radiohead, just after ranting about how they're not just the Creep band. But one thing I've noticed about the metal scene is, for some reason, I don't quite get what it is, but there's a lot of crossover between metal music and the fantasy genre and just fiction in total, in a whole.
Wait, is it like creating stories? They make stories.
They make stories through their music. There are a lot of bands that do that, and they're really good. But there's just like the whole aesthetic kind of crosses over a lot. Like a lot of metal bands their whole theme or aesthetic will be somehow fantasy based.
Like Dungeons and Dragons.
Like Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, just fantasy nerd shit, which I always thought was pretty cool because I definitely fit into that crossover. I'm big into metal and big into fantasy shit.
Get off the field.
But I also like a lot when metal bands can kind of see some of the more, you know, comedic or silly side, or like not take it as seriously. Like there's this band that's really good called.
I get out at 3:15.
So I don't know where it cut off, so I'll just kind of start my sentence over again. There's this really good band called Necrogoblicon, and their lead singer is a guy who's always in full, like, prosthetic goblin makeup and, like, full goblin suit. And, you know, a lot of their songs, you know, their music videos, I say you know a lot when talking. They always have a lot of comedy in their music videos, which I really like, because I do think some metal bands take themselves too seriously, which can get kind of annoying. Which I get that there are songs that are serious, and those are also really good. But I don't know. I just don't like it when they get too serious and they're like, "This is art. I'm making a message. This is important." And it's like, okay, I understand that, and I understand your message, and it's good, but you are a couple teenagers in your garage. You're not fucking Led Zeppelin, all right? Calm down a little bit. But another thing I noticed is I kind of have a huge contradiction in my music taste, because on the one side, I really like heavy metal, that kind of thing. But on the other side, I listen to a lot of show tunes or like musical songs, which I don't know where the correlation between those two is, or the opposite sides of the spectrum.
don't get me started with, because I have a background in audio engineering and just audio in general. I love orchestral music. I love strings.
I've been needing to get into it, bro.
I love orchestral music. Who started me on it? Dare I say it? Radiohead. There should be like a buzzer every time I fucking say Radiohead. But in Rainbows, bro, that's when they started. No, How to Disappear Completely. Oh my god. Dude, that's literally one of the best songs of all time. How it just starts with the strumming of a guitar. And, oh my god. How the strings, if you go to like 3/4 into the song, the strings contradict each other, and I think they go into minor. Like some are in minor, some are in.
Let's not talk about that.
And then they clash so hard, but then right after Tom stops singing, they blend together like it's water flowing in a fountain. Like if you have two streams of water hit each other equaling one stream. It's so beautiful how they orchestrally, how Johnny Greenwood was like, he's like one of the most influential people of our generation. Johnny Greenwood and Tom York, they're just so influential on how they do shit.
And Young Lean.
Yeah, I'm ending the podcast. No, I'm kidding. But another band I've really been listening to is Sigur Rós. They're Icelandic. They have
Shout out Levi. Shout out Bjork. Shout out.
yeah. Shout out Icelandic people, bro.
They're the best. I want to visit.
Y'all are the most influential. Y'all are just doing your own shit.
They're so like creative, bro.
Yes.
And
They're supportive of each other.
And they all like do orchestral shit.
That's like their main shtick.
Yeah.
You know?
Like they blend it into their own genres, you know? Like shit. That is so like
I won't know how to pronounce the name of this album.
You showed me that.
I showed this to you like 3-4 months ago.
Yes.
And it's not long it's an hour and 11 minutes.
Not that long.
Not that long. But they speak in their own language. It's not Icelandic, it's Hopelandic. It's a mixture of literal gibberish and Icelandic. Yeah, I might sound a little bit hey guys, a little intimate with y'all.
Oh man, you just made him awkward.
Sorry. Okay. It's a mixture of Hopelandic, which is literal gibberish, and Icelandic. And the way they use strings and just electric guitars is just phenomenal. It's how do you make that much music out of something so simple? It's 100% a mixture of music theory. Music theory is everything. It's not everything. It's the basis of everything. It's the foundation. If you know what you're doing and you break the rules, you can create something beautiful.
Look at MF Doom, bro.
Yeah, MF Doom. He changed the game silently.
Yeah.
He changed the game without anyone noticing. He's your rapper's favorite rapper is what everyone says.
Yeah.
Because he's so influential, because he didn't follow the rules. He didn't follow the rules at all. And they're sliming over everything. Slime gang. Yeah. Check out Sigur Rós. Their albums are fire.
Sorry, I had to take the mic from Ben. He was hogging it.
He had it for too long.
Anyways, I'm gonna tie it back to orchestra shit. There's this one orchestra band that I just fucking love, bro. They're called Japan cakes, and basically what they do is just they cover albums of like shoegaze and just like alternative shit, but make it orchestral. They made Loveless from My Bloody Valentine, you know. Oh my god, that album, that cover album is actually so fucking good. Like My Bloody Valentine, you don't really understand what they're saying when you like first listen to them, when you like first get into it, because it's just heavy ass like music, like heavy ass sounds, and then all you hear is just like very like quiet, awkward, angelic like voices that you just like it just it blends in together, but like you kind of have to have like a fucked up brain or just like be mentally not okay to like actually like understand and like it. That's just how I feel, because like I showed like Kevin, and I don't know if he does like shoegaze or not, but like I've always tried to like give him recommendations of shoegaze, and like he like understands where I'm coming from, but he just like I don't think he will ever really get into it. But it's like it's understandable. It's just like it's whatever. But anyways, so
It's not in their taste.
yeah, everybody has their own taste, and Japan cakes, they hold on, let me read something. Okay, so they literally had this one show, like they just gathered like a whole bunch of people, random like artists and stuff, to just play one single chord, a D chord, for 45 minutes with no rehearsals at all. They just played it for 45 fucking minutes. And I've been meaning to like watch it, because I'm pretty sure it's like on YouTube or something, but
Isn't the D chord the tuning chord?
I'm pretty sure. I think so. I'm not really sure about that. But like, yeah, it's just like, for me, like shoegaze is just very like, it's just so well balanced to me, because there's such like heavy like instruments, and they always tie in with like the most like shy person ever, because they're just trying to branch out. They're trying to be themselves. It's A, okay. But they're just always trying to like branch out, and it's just like it kind of speaks to me, because I've been very like antisocial and just not wanting to like talk to people, but I want to. It just sucks. Yeah, it's difficult, but
That's exactly how I feel.
yeah.
Because sometimes when I see everyone in the voice channel, I sometimes just, a part of me just tells me, what are you going to talk about? Like, what is there to talk about? What are you going to bring to the table that's going to be different from everyone else? That's how I've personally felt for very long. That's why you guys barely see me in VC. I see you guys there, but I don't join that much. I only join when I either can or I want to talk to people, because sometimes I personally shut myself out sometimes on purpose, because too much intake can be bad for me personally.
Yeah.
And
It's very overwhelming.
it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's why I take breaks from talking with people. Not Brian. This motherfucker texts me every single fucking day. We're both insane. We're both.
Nah, I'm perfectly normal. This motherfucker insane right here. Like, nah, I'm perfectly stable. He ain't. I am, though. Are you? No, the hell you ain't. Nah, that's false. Medicated gang. The Benjamin.
Medicated with the Benjamin.
One thing I see a lot is a lot of people underplay the importance of music in movies, which music is one of the most important parts of a movie. Like some examples I can think of right off the top of my head, Godzilla -1 I saw a couple months ago. The soundtrack to that movie is beautiful. Like the scene, spoiler alert, when Godzilla's destroying the city.
Destroying what?
It plays the Godzilla suite, which it's just such a powerful song and it adds so much to the scene. Or like in Shin Godzilla, one song I am obsessed with is called Who Will Know, and it's this beautiful opera-like song that just plays, and there are so many there are so many just emotions you can feel in the song that add to the scene. I could talk for 30 minutes about how ironic the soundtrack to the Avatar movie is, because the whole point of the movie is the music was good, but it's just so ironic because the whole point of the movie, the whole story of the movie, is people coming to an alien planet, seeing things they're not familiar with, not liking it, and changing it and taking it for their own profit. And when James Cameron was working on the movie, they hired linguistics, music theorists to come up with a completely new, fully fleshed out language. And then they hired the music theory people to take the language and make real alien music, like how they would make music with their language and sounds. And they made all the music, and they never released it, but they gave it to James Cameron, and he's like, it sounds too alien. What do you mean? That's what you paid for. You put billions of dollars into making this world and like hiring like geological experts and like everything to like fully flesh out this entire fictional world to make it seem real. They released a whole book that like explained all the biology of all the creatures, all the flora, the language and everything. But then you get the alien music and it's too alien. Like that goes against the whole plot of the movie itself even. I feel like people really underplay the importance of music in film, and I think it's one of the most important factors in it. Like another example is the movie Les Mis. For the movie, they decided to have the whole musical numbers done in a live recording, which is never done for musicals. They act out the scene to the music, and then they add the music in over it. And they decided, no, we'll have the actor sing it, and have the pianist and everything try and match the singer live while it's happening, which just doesn't work. And then the singers will try to, because they're actors more than performers or singers, so they try to improv because that's what you do in acting, and they change the song and they add the song, and it just doesn't work. Like there's this one infamous scene in the beginning of Les Mis where he takes his parole papers and he rips them up and he throws them out in the wind. And in the original song, this really sharp cello plays every time he rips the paper multiple times, and then he releases it out. But because they did it live, it's not synced, so it's just he's ripping these papers and then there's just random cellos playing in the background, and it doesn't add up. And there are just so many scenes like that in the movie. Like, for the musical movie Cats was awful. The only good song was done by a guy who wasn't an actor, a performer. So instead of like, I want to improv, I want to make the song mine, he said, no, set up a track and I'll play it to the song because that's what you do. And that was the only good part of the movie because he knows how music works. That's his job. He's not an actor. I could talk for 2 hours about everything wrong with the Cats movie, but I won't do that.
I would just say like music just builds character to everything. Like video games and movies. Like in movies, yeah, in movies and like video games, like there's gonna be like subtle like background music to intense the fucking scene that they're trying to portray, you know, and just doing it like lively, like what you were saying, it's just not gonna work because it's just in the heat of the moment thing. Like they don't really plan it out that much, and they don't like give it much thought. But like when you sit down, you give it to somebody that like actually does music for a living, and they just keep like rewatching it, thinking of ways to implement instruments to the movie. It just makes it more like homing. It makes it balanced. Yeah, it makes it personal. You gotta make everything balanced, because if it's not, then you know it would just be tilted towers, Fortnite. But epic. But let me just like end this thing about Japan cakes. It's just like with you guys.
Wait, I want to say something.
Yes.
Going back on video games and music, I've been playing Dead Space. Holy shit, is that game good? And the music is so well. The ambiance of you being in the Tsukushima ship, how it's literally almost no hope. You're stuck in that ship. All you got is your fucking guns. And everybody else, you see one of your friends dying at the beginning of the game. Like straight up. He turns into a zombie and he dies. He dies and turns into a zombie. And that, it brings so much horror. It's a horror, but it's also terror. The music in it just feels so right. It feels perfect. I'm not saying it's a perfect game.
It feels like it's supposed to be there.
It's supposed to be there. And it goes to like other games. Like they've been trying, I heard like Dead Space 2 is pretty good. Dead Space 3 we don't talk about. Like that, I heard that game is pretty ass. Like straight up just ass. But they don't make games like that no more. Everything's a cash grab. Everything's not finished. Holy shit. What's his name? Larry the Lobster's ass is just on screen, bro. I'm gooning.
I lost my edge streak because of this.
I lost my Larry the Lobster. Ben over.
Another game that I think does music really well is the entire Meet the Mercenary series for TF2 is a really good example, because every short of every mercenary, the music in their short perfectly encompasses their character and their personality. And if there was no voice acting in the video, you would still perfectly understand their character through the music alone. The engineer is kind of calmer country music because he's a calm, think things through defensive character. The scout is fast, loud, rugged, like the scout is. He's fast. Oh my god. I want a hot dog real bad. Sorry, Jennifer Coolidge came on screen.
Polly really wants a cracker.
No.
Cut that.
But another really good example of musical writing is to take it back to musicals again. The musical of Sweeney Todd does it so well, because I don't know if you guys know what a Dies Irae is. It's basically the original death theme that someone came up for music. That's like in everything. And the composer for Sweeney Todd, he worked it into all the characters' music, and there's a really good video that explains it, about how the music, if you pay really close attention, kind of spoils the story for you. Because Sweeney Todd's theme starts with a Dies Irae, and all the characters that die at some point have a Dies Irae in their song. So even if you don't notice it subconsciously, you've heard it before. you get a feeling of death or somber when these characters' themes play. But the two characters who don't kill anybody and they don't die in the movie, it's not in their song, so you don't get that feeling of death or dread in their music. So it's just really smart. I love when music, like when you look more into music and you see how much thought and planning was put into it, and like a lot of things are like, oh, this makes sense, and I see this now. It just kind of elevates it for me. So I love looking into and learning more about music because it lets me appreciate what I like already even more. Something just happened on the Super Bowl. I don't know what, but everybody lost their minds. A fumble. Larry the Lobster got involved.
But yeah, like shoegaze. I keep talking about shoegaze. I love shoegaze, but Japan Cakes, they elevated like shoegaze. They made it into orchestral, and it's just like it sounds way more angelic. Because that's just what, to me, I feel like that's what shoegaze is supposed to be. Just dark angels trying to feel welcomed into a universe that doesn't want them, you know? And Japan Cakes just made me like appreciate shoegaze more, because it just makes you think that like a lot of like musical like artists, they like to listen to creative stuff and implement it into mainstream, you know? Like The Weeknd, he like back then he made some like really good songs. I forgot what they're called, but he sampled like a whole bunch of beach house like songs, and like they don't really fit into each other's genre, but the way that he did it just made it feel like it was welcoming, like it was like that, like The Weeknd literally made the song with them, you know? And it's just like I just like how like different genres and different artists try to just combine their genres to make it completely different. You can't just keep going into a straight like line, because if you do, you'll just get bored. Like you'll just keep seeing the same type of scenery. That's just not what you're seeking. You're just trying to seek different experience. You want to go and experience new things. So fuck it. Take that left turn. Take that ball. Yeah, fuck it, we ball. Take that left turn. Take that right turn. You never know what you never know what'll happen. It's just like a tree. You're like, there's so many like branches, and they fall or they stick. They just hold on to each other, you know?
Sniff the bag. That smells like chemicals. So bad.
And it's just like it fits. You have to be different. You can't just do what other people are doing, you know? Just be yourself. Love yourself.
I'll probably cut that out. The yell, you know. But he's right, man. The repetitiveness of doing, I hate to say it, Fall I was gonna say Fall Guys. Far Cry 3 was right. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Many artists fall into that rabbit hole of, since it did good once, why not do it again? Yeah. They don't have the confidence, or they don't have the I'd say confidence to change up their style. That's what's happening with most mainstream artists. They don't want to change their style because they don't want to lose their core fan base. It's
No, I have a really good thing.
here goes my tear.
And like, that's just that happens to a lot of mainstream artists. Like they try to branch out, and then their like main scene just doesn't like it. Like with Drake, he made that one electronic like album. I didn't like it personally, but I appreciated him trying to take another step into like branching out, like just trying to do things that he likes. Like he probably listens to a lot of electronical music for some reason, and he tried to just appreciate it and just make it into his like his category, you know. But I just didn't really like it. I know a lot of people that did like it, and I understand it. Like it's good to them. And like Travis, let's just say Travis Scott, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like him anymore. He just, like what you said, like they just keep going into the same thing. They do the same little thing just because they want to feel comfortable. And you can't feel that, because Travis Scott literally played Fiend 14 times. Like, bro, play some other shit. Play like your Astroworld like music. Dude, or Rodeo. Like, you have good music, yet you just play Fiend for like 14 hours. Like, get a hold of yourself, bro.
One mainstream artist, I'd just like to clarify, if Josh is the annoying Radiohead fan, I'm the annoying Foo Fighters fan. But I feel like they did a really good job with their last album, but here we are. I think it seemed like a new style for them. It wasn't what they normally did, because they do a lot of... I'm sorry. Josh is holding up a video of the TF2 spy seductively staring into my soul while nodding. Guerrilla warfare. But their new album was made after Dave Grohl, the lead singer of Foo Fighters, also part of Nirvana. His mother had died, and their previous drummer, Taylor Hawkins, had died. And this album was kind of a tribute to both of them. So it wasn't the rock style they were used to. And I was really happy to see a lot of the real core Foo Fighter fans really did enjoy the album and appreciate it. Because like Marty was saying, a lot of bands will deviate from their normal style, and people won't like it, and then they'll just go back to the normal. But just a slight rant, I did not like the Grammys this year. So ass. I'm glad you agree with me on that. The one that annoyed me the most is, how the fuck did Paramore win a Best Rock Grammy in 2024? Paramore was like the 2012 band. And the same year that Lux Eterna and But Here We Are both came out, peak metal albums, not even metal, peak rock albums. The whole Grammy show was just me watching on my phone the winners be announced and going, what the fuck is this?
I feel like the Grammys just like, they just feed into their fan base, you know? Like, they just try to like give awards to people that are getting the most views, you know? They're not the ones that are getting like the most creative. Not, you know?
Yeah, like the Grammys, I feel like for each category, has your mom heard of them? No? Then they're not winning. Which kind of goes against my point about the rock album, because I feel like Foo Fighters and Metallica are more known than Paramore. Or maybe not. I guess maybe with younger people, Paramore might be more popular now. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it's not like, if they're not mainstream, like if they're not on the news everywhere, if they're not on TikTok everywhere, they're most likely not going to win. Like Taylor Swift winning Best Album of the Year. Really? Taylor Swift released the best album of 2023. Really? Or is Taylor Swift a billionaire going on her billionaire dollar tour and in the news every day with her boyfriend Travis Kelce? Maybe that helps sway opinions a little bit. I don't know. I get that the whole music industry is more than just music. It's a lot of connections, knowing people. It's a whole game. But I really wish that there was an award show that was purely just musical talent, musical integrity. It's everything just so commercialized now.
I feel like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is just a pyramid scam. What is that? What is it called? Publicity stunt. I feel like that's just what they are. They just like they're two well-known people. Might as well just make them a couple. Oh, what happens then? Both of them get millions of dollars for it. They get into every ad because of it. Because they're the power couple. Like, okay, bro. Shut up.
You didn't do the noise this time. Good job. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, it feels too commercial. It feels like too many people are making too much money off of it for it to just be, oh, look at this power couple that happened to appear. Which, dear God, if we ever release this, we're going to be hexed and cursed by all the Taylor Swift fans. Because every time... Oh, here, I'm giving it to the, I can't say that word on the podcast.
What would you say? Okay, they just grittied. That was... It was a Fortnite default dance, but that was Marshall, aka Marcy. We love Marcy. Doesn't talk.
First off, have any of you actually listened to Jay-Z? Like, do you listen to his music? No? Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't like the one guy who's like, oh, it's just the meme guy. Okay. One thing. One thing I wanted to ask you guys was, do you find it difficult to separate the artist from the art? Because there are a lot of artists where it's like they make really good music, but like Kanye, for instance, Kanye, XXX, like those are two really good examples. Great music, but like terrible people. Another one I listen to sometimes, Elvis. I like Elvis's movie. I liked Elvis's music. I love Elvis's character and everything. But he diddled a 14-year-old. Like, take your legacy and throw it out the window. Which, of course, if you get popular enough like he did, nobody cares. Who cares? Let's buy our tickets to Memphis and go to Graceland in person. We can sleep in his guest house. Only $10,000. Whoopee! To stay in the King's Land, that's a bargain. Getting to pay $10,000 to stay in the King's Land, that's the equivalent to winning the lottery.
It's not buying, it's gifting $10 million.
You're gifting us the permission.
Yeah. But, controversial topic. I did not like the Elvis movie.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's very hard for me to like actually like sit and enjoy a movie. Like I have to, like I read what the description is, and then if I don't see any of it implemented in like 20 minutes, I just don't like it. But my favorite movie, well, it's not really a movie, but it's like it's a claymation. It's oh my god, okay. We just saw someone fly. But my favorite movie is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I fucking love that shit. It's so good.
That was, no lie, my favorite movie for like up until like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And the only reason it was topped was because according to what you just said of like you can't watch a movie if it doesn't implement within 20 minutes, I could not recommend my favorite movie of all time to you, which the Lord of the Rings trilogy is like my favorite thing ever. I love it so much. I watch all of The Hobbit and all of the Lord of the Rings once a year, extended editions of all of them, and it's like over 20 hours. And last year I watched all of the appendixes, which was like all the I watched them all back to back.
So like a couple movies one day, the next day, a couple movies.
Yeah, like 1 year I did all 3 of the Hobbit movies in one day, and then all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies in one day, which is like over 12 hours of watching each day. But I watched all of the appendixes too, which is all of the behind-the-scene footages, and all of the behind-the-scenes footage of the Lord of the Rings movies adds up to over 60 hours. Like, each movie has like 20 hours of behind-the-scenes footage, and I get really bored watching that kind of stuff. But for some reason, Lord of the Rings, like, I was glued to the screen the entire time. And I saw somebody say it was... When did I first watch Lord of the Rings? I watched it when I was really... Well, the first time I watched it, I was too young to really understand or care. I just saw my dad watching it. The first time I really watched it and, like, fell in love with it, I think it was during the pandemic. I watched the first one with Michael, and I watched the rest on my own. And I watched the first one and was like, all right, that was pretty cool. And then I watched the other 2 on my own, and I was like, oh, this is my personality now. Okay, so a lot of people would probably hate me for this. I watched the Hobbit movies before I watched the Lord of the Ring movies, which they're prequels, but they came out like 20 years after, and people really don't like the Hobbit movies. They didn't retcon anything, no. It's just people did not like the Hobbit movies. I remember seeing them all in theaters. Every time I went to Michigan to visit my grandpa, just happened to be when they came out. So me and my dad, my uncle, and my grandpa would all go watch them in theaters. And I was like, I want to say 6 or 8 when the first or second one came out. And the movie ends with them finding the dragon Smaug in the cave. That shit scared me to death. I went home, and the entire drive home, I was looking out the window into the sky. Dear God, that dragon is gonna fucking kill me. I remember laying in my bed at my grandpa's house, and he had like this little window, and I kept looking out like, I'm gonna see that fucking dragon's eye. He's gonna be peeking in. He thinks I have his gold. But I don't know how to describe what made me fall in love with it, but like, this is not exaggerating. It is the greatest thing ever made to me. I could gush about it forever.
Oh my god. When I was a little kid, I was so into horror. Like, I love horror. Like, I'm
a pussy. I can't watch that shit.
I watched every single one of the Saw movies with my dad and my brother.
I hate the Saw movies.
I watched them all. And I never like felt like gagging or anything. But then this year when Saw 10 came out, oh my god, for some reason
No, I heard that they they want to go back to its original roots of the Saw series on what it made good, which was the traps. Like the first 3 movies the first 3 Saws are good because the traps are good. So because I watched a video by what is it called? Meat Canyon?
Papa Meat.
No, not Papa Meat. Oh shit.
It's Meat Canyon's spin-off channel. Papa Meat.
No, it's not that. They make kill count videos.
Oh.
Dead Meat.
Yes.
Dead Meat.
I love those guys.
I love Dead Meat so much because it takes the scary out of movies. But yeah, they made me watch. I didn't watch it. I watched all their Saw movie reviews and kill counts and stuff like that. And I just, they're cool. It's cool because I know it's fake. Like if I saw like an ISIS terrorist kill, that scares the shit out of me. But man, I'm passing the microphone to Ben back.
About Saw real quick. I don't know if this is a controversial opinion. I've seen all of them. Awful movies. Such a drag. Like, the first one's alright. Every movie after that, I was like... I remember I was watching it with my sister and her boyfriend at the time. We were watching the whole series. The first one I really enjoyed. The whole twist at the end. I don't even remember what the full twist was because it's been so long. But I just remember the scene where like you see the eye in the closet. Amazing to me. Oh, I remember the twist. The guy stands up and it was the trapper all along. Every movie after that, such a yeah. Every movie after that, such a drag. I could not. Just so dumb. Along with the Final Destination series, I can't watch those movies. I saw an escalator scene, and to this day, I still hesitate getting on escalators. I really love horror movies. I don't think I'm really squeamish, but like extreme gore gets to me. Like if it's like so over the top, it's funny, then I'm fine with it. But if it's like, but yeah, like in scary movies. But if it's something like, this is something that could actually happen to me, and this is like a real cringe thought I've had before, it's awful. Like Evil Dead Rise, the cheese grater scene fucked me up.
Me and Gunnar were laughing at that scene.
Oh, I was laughing, but at the same time, it's like, this is awful. And one thing I will say about that movie is I wish that they kind of leaned more into the fact that they were actually killing kids in that movie. Because you don't see that in horror. The kids don't die. And I thought it was really cool that they were actually like killing the younger kids. I think it would have been cool. They might have actually done that. I don't remember. You'd have to remind me. I think it would have been really cool and gnarly to see. They had the tattoo gun, and like they were about to put it in their eye. Did they actually hit them with it, or did like they get out last second? They got it. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it would have been really gnarly to see them actually just like, I'm filling your eye with tattoo ink. Because I will say, that movie I really liked. I still think the original Evil Dead 2 is better, only because there were some scenes when they tried to go back into the humor element that was in Evil Dead 2, but it seemed like, and this happens in movies a lot, I notice, and I use this term a lot, tonal whiplash, where it's like serious to funny, and it kind of takes you out of it. Like when the whole serious scene where like the mom is trying to get in and kill the kids, and then 2 seconds later the neighbor's choking on the eyeball. Like that's funny, and I like that, but I feel like you have to kind of build to the comedy more and then slowly ease back down into serious, because it's hard to go from you're supposed to be feeling tensed, you're scared, this is stressful, haha, he's choking on the eyeball, okay, back to being scared and tense. Like it's hard to make that switch, and I can't describe how to do it successfully, but I just notice some directors get it right and some don't.
Okay, so going back on the Saw thing, so I watched Saw 10 and I was fine. I was doing so fine until I saw like when the girl had to like literally do like, she had to like fill blood into like this little like bowl thing, and as I was like, okay, like that's fine, like I've seen this a million times. But as soon as I saw bone marrow coming out of that shit, it was white and everything. I wanted to fucking throw up. I literally got out of the fucking theater and then sat on like the toilet for like 5 minutes. And I was like doing like the hot sweat, you know, like the scary like sweat. I don't know what's that called. Anxious. I was anxiously sweating or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I watched literally everything else, and I was fine. Everything else, I saw the man cut. I saw the girl like rip, like sawing her like leg or something with like the old fashioned like saws, when it's just like the string and then 2 like little handles, and it's like very stringy, and you just go. I was like fine with all that. I don't know, just bone marrow just.
Another thing about Saw, most of the traps were really, I think they were cool. The only one that really got to me though, I don't know why, because there were a lot more that were grosser and gnarlier, but the one that got to me, I think it was in the second one, the pit of used needles that they had to crawl through. That was just awful to me. That was just because. Yeah, because I don't know what about it, but it made it feel, something about it felt so like real. Like, that's something that could happen to me, that I could feel and experience, and that's awful. Like, having a bomb strapped to my head and blowing up is terrifying, the thought, but, like, that's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me, and that's instant. But, like, there's no situation where I'm going to have a bomb strapped to my head and blow up. There is a situation where I get stuck by used needles, and that's awful. Yeah. Or, like, in a doctor's office, you trip and fall and you fall into a thing of needles. Like, very unlikely situation, but it feels like something that, like, this is a real threat to my health. Like, one scene that fucked me up was in John Wick 4. He gets a pencil and he stabs a guy in the eye. And ever since that, it's not even pencils that freak me out. But you know when you're in stores and there are, like, clothes hangers and, like, they come out and they go up a little bit, like they're sticking out and that's what the hook's on? Something about it, my brain is like, someone's going to grab you by the head and slam your eye into it and puncture your eye. And every time I see them, a little part of me is just like, no thanks. I don't want to look at that. I want to walk away. My intrusive thoughts get to me and they make me squeamish.
I'm going to do a squeamy.
Well, that's the first episode. We kind of yapped for hour and 11 minutes. Yeah. Hopefully this goes off and, you know, we actually earn some dough, some movement. But yeah, if you listen to here, thanks. We appreciate you. This is Josh.
Hopefully we get to a point where we all have our own microphones and it's not passing it around in a circle. And, like, if someone comments on something somebody says and you just don't hear it, so it just seems like someone's just randomly pausing. I don't think I ever introduced myself on this podcast. I'm Ben. I can't remember. Did we decide on the name Microplastics? Yeah. Okay, good. I like that name. All right. Well, yeah, if you listen to this, thank you. Why are you listening to this random podcast with 0 views? Thank you, but do you not have anything better to do?
And yeah, we're gonna end this one. This was Microplastics. This is Martyr. And I hope that we made you laugh and just think about weird things, you know. Think about our yapping. I just want to make people feel happy, you know. And thank you for listening. And yeah, I wish we had like an intro, like an outro or something, but this is gonna be then. Microplastics.
And just one final comment to end it on. Glove didn't fit, so I don't know what to tell you.
This some what?
Bye.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad that the 49ers lost, bro. I wanted them to win.
I'm $1 billion in debt.
I guess that's just it for today then. We'll see y'all next time, whenever that happens.
Bye.